Yes, it's me, the Kid JB. For those that know me from the Bucketup podcast to broadcasting football to reviewing Bloody Marys, after too many strangers telling me, you're funny, you should have your own show, I'm doing just that. Welcome to my digital sandbox, the I Don't Know Show. Yes, we are back, man. The I Don't Know Show, the Kid JB, Jesse Burke, Uncle Jesse, the Bloody Mary bro, and so on. You guys already know my opinion on sports. You guys already know the teams that I rock and the college that I went to. So I'm super excited to be in my own backyard to talk about some of the things that are close to my heart, you know what I'm saying, close to my passion, and then hopefully spread it out to the universe, as we often do on this show. But super excited to bring them on. ASU wide receiver, currently Gio Sanders, man. Welcome to the show.
What's good, y'all? Appreciate you for having me.
Dude, we were just talking about Gio's crazy schedule, you know, college football. People know you guys are full-time athletes, full-time students, now full-time businessmen. We'll get to that in a little bit, man. But starting, you know, for the people that don't know you and for the people that are new to college football and just, you know, Gio, the person, where are you from, high school years, and then we'll get to how you got to ASU.
Yeah, so like you said, Giovanni Sanders. I ended up transferring here from a college, but I went to originally for high school, Marietta Mesa High School. Out of there, ended up going to Dixie State University, played a year there, bounced back to a JUCO called Riverside City College, and then, really ended up at ASU, ended up walking on, and then put on scholarship after my first year, so.
I saw that. So you're from Marietta?
Marietta, yes, in the Empire, Southern California.
Okay, so yeah. I know some other, you know, Cali being a high football town,
yeah.
city and stuff. I know that other dudes from ASU have come there. I did a little research on you, man. I know that the way you ended up at ASU was a little unique.
Yeah.
I don't know the year specifically, but something along the lines that you went to a pottery class or you went to a painting class and you painted the ASU.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So that was actually a while ago. So long story short, there's this place called Painted Earth. It's in It's back in my home city, and it's basically like it's a ceramics theme, but instead of like actually building it with clay, they already have the things made with clay, and you just paint it. So it's more like you go and paint whoever you want to go with. But I went with my mom, and I was in like, I can't remember if I was early middle school or late elementary school, but that just gives you an idea. I was really young. And long story short, crazy enough, like I can't remember why, but I just remember looking up like helmets and colors and stuff like that. And for some reason, ASU had stuck with me. And so I ended up painting the ASU helmet, and then crazy enough, or painting the helmet like ASU colors and stuff with the logo and stuff.
Yeah.
And crazy enough, one day when I was out here, like my first years, I came out here during COVID, 2020. I was praying in my room during the summer because I pray every night, and I literally asked God, like show me a sign, like not that everything's going, like work out like how I wanted to, but like this is where I'm supposed to be at this point in my life.
Right.
And literally crazy enough, the next day, my mom sent me a picture of that same, like the pottery you was just talking about, and said like, this is a sign from God that you should be here. And it was the ASU helmet. So I just thought that like, that was a crazy coincidence and something that definitely like, regardless of what happened, made me like think like, this is just what I need to go through right now.
Wow. So that was like a little nugget that kind of was stemmed in the back of your brain, and then you kind of worked towards that. So 8th grade or middle school, like you said, younger, I know you get like visits and emails from teams, but like the actual commitments are later in the high school time. So what was that from, you kind of falling in love or kind of like seeing a small universal vision for ASU? Where did you start researching the school or like ways to get out here?
Yeah.
What was like that path?
So for me, going through high school, well, my recruitment was a lot different. I'm not going to lie. I didn't really have any D1 offers. The biggest offer I had was a D1 AA to USD, but it was like they couldn't give out athletic scholarships, so it was technically a roster spot, but it was still a scholarship, if that makes sense. It was just complicated. So I really had like actual D2 scholarships. So going up and looking through as far as when it came to ASU and Pac-12 and things like that, I really just, growing up, always wanted to be in Pac-12, so I always researched Pac-12 schools. So it really wasn't like in high school, as far as, ASU, it wasn't ASU or die, it was more like just trying to get Pac-12. And then, like I said, it didn't end up going that way, but then I ended up coming out here anyway, so it worked out for me.
That's pretty cool, man. 'Cause with any type of passion story, bodybuilding, football, even other sports, like, you see things about like players getting drafted to a team, and then they'll pull up a picture when they're a kid and they were in that helmet.
Yeah.
So for yours,
it was definitely surreal.
Yeah, it was more of like a reverse engineer, like, bro, like this was in the works,
Yeah.
So that's really cool, man. For me, it was a little bit different. I grew up New York, born and raised. I moved out here my senior year of high school.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the best academically, so I went to community college for a little bit, got the in-state tuition, and then I ended up at ASU.
I feel you. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
No. Knocked out a lot of boring classes, you know what I'm saying? And then,
I feel you.
yeah, so, I have my hands on ASU football from indoor experience and now outdoor, looking in. Throughout my time at ASU, I did broadcast the team. I did have a weekly radio show.
Okay.
I was friends with some of the dudes on the team itself, and there really was a brotherhood, dynamic, and it really was like a family and like a little bit of like the cool kids club, if you will.
That's dope,
So you being a senior now at ASU, dude, for those not familiar with college football, we didn't, I got to backpedal. I usually get on people that say we for sports if they're pro teams, because it's like, bro, you didn't do that. But with college, I think it's cool to say we. But respectfully,
especially in football, football's the ultimate team sport.
Yeah, but you be doing it, so for now I'm gonna say y'all. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Y'all didn't have the best season last year. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of drama in between the lines, outside the lines, and stuff like that. You guys have a new mission. Take me through a little bit, you being a senior, so this is kind of like your last ride.
Yeah.
With a team that's kind of trying to reinvent themselves.
Yeah. So with me being a senior, like you said, and the team trying to reinvent itself, I feel like it literally put me in a leadership role. And like I love to be in that leadership role. I always loved, like in my past, like with sports and things like that, high school, youth, everything like that. Always been looked at as if not the captain, at least a leader on the team. So being like not only like forcing that role, but looked upon that role with the new coaches coming in and new players and everything like that. Like it just one made me feel good, and two, like I feel like it honestly makes me like every day work harder and harder, because I know like at the end of the day when people are tired of this and that, like I got to be that voice. I got to be that person, to encourage people and things like that. So along with that, and then really just the new coaches bringing on, their new vision and everything along those lines, I feel like, we really on pace for the right things this year.
You definitely spoke on Pac-12, having a passion. There's unique things going on with teams leaving as it's theirs last year. USC and I think UCLA are going.
USC and UCLA.
Yeah, going Big 12. Colorado has big name coach with Prime. USC's got Lincoln Riley. There's a lot of things going on. And ironically, when ASU got Herm Edwards a couple years ago, I thought like that was the time where we're gonna like really get to know ASU, the standout, and they're gonna finally be put on the map. Yeah. But weirdly, with all like the smoke going on outside, I kind of feel like ASU has a little bit more to stand on this year. You know what I'm saying? With all the noise going on with USC and Gio Sanders. No relation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gio Sanders, what I'm saying, coach at Colorado. How you guys, still staying busy and, blocking it out? Because I'll keep it real. Like, it's kind of cool to see, like, I want you guys to succeed. I'm talking about you guys more than those schools, obviously, but it's like I'm just one of. Yeah. So what's like the tunnel vision like?
Yeah, no, I feel you. Really, it's just like how you said, blocking out the outside noise. Going on social media and things like that is really so much stuff that you're gonna see and like that you're gonna pollute yourself with. So it's like one, staying off of social media helps a lot, but two, really just being mentally tough. All your life you're gonna hear people telling you what you can't do, this and that. Like there's more haters in your life than there is people who want to see you succeed. So to me, it's really just as an individual, everybody being an individual, you have to be mentally tough. And then when you're together as a team, it's really just preaching those things like forget what they said, like don't worry about what they said, things along those lines, really just making sure everyone's locked in on the same page.
Yeah, man. I think for the senior year, it's a little bit of a balance, man, because, selfishly, it's your last hurrah. So there's like the angel devil, no pun intended, of like, yo, this is me, I need to shine. Mm-hmm. Then hey, this is us. It's bigger than me. It's football, Yeah. But I actually like the going back to how you ended up at ASU and it was kind of in the works. You talking about how you didn't have a lot of looks out of high school and how you were kind of overlooked, but to now being manifested into this leader role, it's kind of cool to think that when you were having doubt about not even getting to college football, you couldn't put yourself in a mental state to be like, well, I'm also going to be a leader, because that would be just false hope, right?
Literally.
But now you kind of just did you, and then you got the other two things that you thought were a little bit unattainable naturally.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool because
I appreciate that.
I think leadership is a natural trait. I think, especially in this social media world with the beta and alpha males and tough guy things.
I feel you.
There's this like, I got to let you know I'm in charge of you. I got to let you know I'm a leader, So I think it's really admirable and cool to see that, like, you let it come naturally because that's what your story is. It wasn't like, yo, I was a captain in high school. Now I'm a captain in college.
Yeah.
Then,
like, I think it's going to be given.
Yeah. But you also didn't like, we talk about praying and speaking to the universe. I'm not a religious guy. I'm more spiritual. But with that, like, you asked the world, like, yo, these are the things connected to me somewhat. Let's make it happen. Right. And you didn't every day force it. You let it happen naturally, which something I'm trying to work on. As as humans, we try to get better on this earth.
Yeah, no, I hear you. My crazy enough, my junior coach, college coach Silver, that's my guy. We still talk to this day. He said, because I always used to bother him, because even in junior college, I led the team in catches, yards, and touchdowns, and I still feel I was overlooked. It really was just USD who really was interested in me and coming onto the team and like on a scholarship spot. So. He always told me like the main thing I need to learn, like the next thing I need to learn in my life was patience, and it always stuck with me ever since we had that convo. And I really feel like I didn't even learn it until after I got here. But like you said, it's definitely something like hard that you got to learn, but it definitely will be worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it calls for a better story, and that's from a journalism standpoint. That's what I'm here for.
I feel you.
So getting to some of unfortunately there is sometimes a beef between the media and athletes. You see it with more in the NBA than ever, but I think that's just because they have games more often. But in the press conferences, the athlete, there's this distance that the athlete feels like you can't relate to me because you don't do what I do.
Yeah.
And then there's kind of like an analyst, the media guy being like, well, you don't do what I do. So like there's a clash at times, right?
I feel you.
Me, I'm more of, bridging that gap, coming together. Unfortunately, I cringe sometimes when I hear broadcasters and press conferences asking things that it's like, bro, I know they didn't want to ask that, but their boss is making them ask that. So they're just like, yo, did you want to play? Did you want to win the game?
They get a plain answer.
It's a horrible, candid, like Mayo type question, right?
Yeah.
So with that, man, I like to go to the source, man. You were, you just played 4 quarters. You guys just come down to say you just lost the game by a field goal or something. You're drenched in sweat, bro. You're cramping up in this 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
And then, by rule, you got to talk to the media. And I'm sure, I get done with the gym. I don't even want to talk to people. Yeah. I couldn't imagine having
like
thousands.
You said, by rule.
Yeah, by rule, right? So you're forced. So
sometimes.
Yeah. What are some things though that you wish, analysts or broadcasters or like press conference people would say to you after a game, instead of the canned, "Hey, did you work your hardest? Did you?" Yeah. You lost. Did you want to win? What are some things that you, as athletes, you kind of wish we did ask you when we got to run up in your face and throw a microphone in your face and say, tell me something. What are some things that you think you guys want to talk about? Yeah,
I feel you. Honestly, I've never really actually sat down and thought what would I want an interviewer to ask me, but off the top of my head, I would have to say I like it more when the interview is more personable, when it's more of a conversation rather than like you said, we just lost the game and you coming up here to ask me a question that your boss wants you to ask, and then it's some plain question, and then if I get irritated, I'm the bad person. But in reality, why are you even asking that question? Or sometimes the media will try to almost put you in a direction for you to answer bad or answer about a teammate when you shouldn't have or something like that. And sometimes people just either don't have that experience or really just are too young, however you want to say it, and they just put themselves in a bad situation that they really shouldn't have been in. So for me, I think it's really just going back to being more personable, having more of a relationship, having it more like a casual conversation. So then on top of that, for us, it's better, but for you, you get more of an answer you want. Like you said, it's not so plain Jane and stuff like that. So
yeah, and
I think. Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I really think it just relies or not relies, but helps a lot if you have a relationship.
Yeah, and that's what I think it's about, man. Not to say I'm still trying to get to a higher place and be on the field and all that stuff, but also I feel like it comes with the homework, man. A lot of the times these people asking questions don't watch the game or don't study or don't.
Yeah, like you said, don't
research.
study. They use different lingo than you and use different lingo than them. Or sometimes they say something, you just look and you're just but then it's really not your fault, but you're the one who looked bad. So it's I feel you on that.
And just I talked about the people that are trying to obtain these titles without naturally getting the territory, same with journalists, man. They want to be the first one to get you to, Gio Sanders said this, click on this link. Oh, wow, Gio Sanders said, what about his quarterback?
Exactly.
And it's they're just doing that to be yo, I'm that guy, not knowing that they're burning a bridge. You're not going to do an interview with that dude ever again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got homies on the team. You're going to tell them, don't do an interview with that dude. He's going to make you look bad. Just to be yo, I got Gio to say my quarterback. So, we're not saying that. But just to say my quarterback.
And then the problem I got to deal with my QB and my coaches on top of that. So
facts, dude. Yeah. So, noted, man, because I watch the post-game interviews and I'm here they go. And I cringe because, as I get older and as I work with athletes and stuff, you guys are just people, man. Yeah. I know they put you on this, pedestal and they make you think that you guys are superheroes. You guys are fit, y'all crazy conditioned. But, I think you guys are people. You have feelings, thoughts, wants, desires. You're hungry. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
So when they just put you in a vacuum and they're yo, the quarterback threw you a ball and you dropped it. What happened? You're like, fam, you just said it. I dropped the ball.
Like,
move on.
It's not gonna be perfect every play, literally. And that's like you said, like we human too. Like, I don't know. Like for me, just thinking about it, like I don't know. Like you always hear about it. It's always student athlete or it's always athlete. You never hear about like just the human part of it. Like how you said, like we have feelings and stuff too. Like yeah, like you just said, I just dropped the ball, obviously, but like dang, like you know, think in that moment I felt even worse than how you feel right now when you're just a fan and I'm on the field and literally did it. So it's just like how you said, it's just realizing that athletes are humans too, especially after tough situations or losses.
So with that balance though, because I've been misunderstood at times as being a little goofy, a little kind of like trollish, but right. I'm more coming from that personality point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to relate and stuff. So, you know, there's a balance. I know you can't run up in the mic and be like, yo, did you want to win the game? Y'all lost. But then also sometimes I'll be goofy and I'll come up and be like, yo, did you have a PB&J today, bro? Because usually and then the dude's like, all right, get this goofy guy out the face.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I hit or miss. Yeah.
So there's like a balance.
I feel you.
I think just knowing, you know, hey, usually, I mean, it's a little biased, but usually you should talk to the people that won to avoid those awkward moments. You know what I'm saying? Because then
I definitely hear you.
You just run up, it's all gonna be bad stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, all right, you'll catch them next week, right? Yeah, sure, bro. Like, you know, all right, cool, man.
Asked every week.
Yeah, facts. So what are some things getting to that, man? Kind of, you know, dude, they don't know about the grind, and I'm not gonna say I do because I went to school, but I was homies with the players, and I, was covering the team, so I definitely knew you guys are constantly working. If it's not on the field, it's off the field. You guys are athletes year round. I didn't know if y'all knew that, but student athletes are full-time students in summer school. So my degenerate ass, that's how I made friends with most of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm in summer school, missed some grades, and that's how we became friends, So what are some things that you wish, and I think this should be done with every category. I mean, pro athletes, college athletes, they just put you, you show up and they see you on Saturday and they put you in this vacuum, and then they come to these narratives. Oh, he didn't work hard. He doesn't want it enough. All these like generalities.
Yeah.
What are some things you wish, and we're seeing it a little bit more with social media, more access.
Yeah, like
blogging,
days in life and stuff like that. Yeah.
What are some other things you wish people were more hip to when it comes to the struggle and the grind of a college athlete?
I think one thing is really, like you said, really just our schedule. Like for me, I wouldn't even go into a fall or like a season schedule. I would just say my summer schedule. Like I wake up, I'm up at 6 something in the morning. Keep in mind, I have a dog and a cat too, so I have a little extra work. But I go to football, usually be there till about 7 something till about 12 something or 1 something. Have to go home, walk my dog and stuff still, feeding him and everything, feed my cat and stuff. And then after that, take care of myself. And then eventually, get some rest, do some homework, whatever it is for that day. And then, I got some NIL people I work with too. So I got to take an hour or two out of my day to at least go meet with them in person and chop it up with some business. By the time I get back home and I walk my dog and feed him again and my cat, I got to make me some more food. And then by then I'm stretching and rolling out. And then I go to sleep. And that's really my day. So I think it's more just understanding like how you said, it's a year-round thing. Like, we're exhausted. Like, we're always working for it. So sometimes you just got to be willing to work with us, if that makes sense.
That's definitely, for those on the outside in, they see it as like, oh, you guys are the gladiators on campus. Y'all just live like kings. And
like, we still have to do our homework. Like, you guys say like, oh, well, why do they get checks? Well, we don't have time to work. You just heard my day. If I don't get a check from playing football, how am I going to live? So it's just like going back to just being personable, realizing that we're people too at the end of the day.
Yeah. And that comes with just, I think working, and you talked about, working with people, working with businesses, getting to learn people and reading how just, some people operate differently.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you guys can't work together. It's a different vision, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So getting to that, man, we got a little bit, some swag on the countertop here.
Yeah.
That's a cool transition, man, because I throughout my college years, I knew it was like red flag to be associated with any type of branding. You couldn't make any money, bro. I know,
NIL and stuff changed.
YouTube channels were getting demonetized and stuff like that. And now they're all about it. You know what I'm saying? Like the NIL deals, which stand for name, image, and likeness.
Yeah, name, image, and likeness. Yeah.
Are now college athletes are able to sell jerseys, sell merchandise, right? Signatures. I don't know the specifics, but get involved with businesses now outside of college. So that was a twofold kind of dynamic I wanted to ask you, was like, usually college football all I ever hear, what's the next step? NFL, NFL, NFL.
Yeah.
Which, the cool thing now is people are not only starting businesses, getting involved with brands, starting their own brands, now expanding to the podcast and broadcast space to, who knows, Gio Sanders wide receiver camp, you know, sponsored by Lost Souls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now NFL might be plan B instead of plan A. So, like, I mean, that'd be pretty impressive. But no, like, what? I know what you're saying. So, what, so I got to ask, like, is NFL the goal? After?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
NFL is always my goal. Just to go back real quick, like you said, with the brand, shoot, I couldn't even throw the brand in my summer day, and that's not even a fall camp day. But yeah, no, NFL is definitely the main goal. Even if it's CFL, XFL, like football is my main goal at the end of the day. Of course, it's NFL, but for me, I just know like reality, like anything can happen any day, like that I can't control. So for me, I like being multifaceted, and on top of that, clothing and branding and things like that, that's always been like a dream of mine, and I feel like I have the right resources and utilities at my disposal, with this being my last year at ASU, and also with it being my last year at ASU, want to capitalize on more than just football with the fan base I have and things like that. I just feel like it'd be a smart idea to get started with my own business with like you said, the NIL and everything new passing like that.
Yeah, very smart, man. And touching on the odds of the NFL, it's very small.
Yeah,
chances are small, odds are high. That's what it is.
Yeah. And the fact that anything can happen that you can't control is like the biggest, like the most scary thing.
Right, and to have a backup plan or just to have plans. I look at life a little differently. I used to think as like things were like one in front of the other. Now it's sideways.
Literally,
you got your brand, you got football, you got your family. It's all
balancing all of it.
You know what I'm saying? You reach for it, so it's all here.
I feel you.
Twofold. How do the brands approach you? I'm sure just DMs or emails and stuff like that. And then when did this start? And like. That I guess, like take me to those.
I got you. So for NIL, I'll say I got my first NIL deal last summer, literally with Fish Street Burger. Fish Street, really good food. Shout out Fish Street for real. They some good guys and all that. But that was my first NIL deal. And other than them, like I had, I went into there a few times, and then we honestly just developed a relationship, like a cool relationship. And then one day I was actually with my boy Ricky, who's at Florida now. He was like, bro, you should ask them about an NIL deal one day. He was like, they're super cool. They like you and everything like that. Like it's a local spot. Like it'd probably be smart. I literally brought up to them. They didn't know what NIL was, and I described it to them. And since they liked me as a guy, they said they was willing to do it with me. So that was my first way of getting NIL, and that's kind of how it was approached to me.
What's the responsibility? You don't got to talk about the numbers.
No,
but
you got
to post a burger every day?
So for me, like I post on my story when I get food there, and then like me and them will plan actual posts like on my story feed or my my actual Instagram feed.
Grid?
If that makes sense. Yeah, my grid. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
So that's kind of like my deal with them. And now I got like one with my NIL barber. It's really just posting stuff like that. Sometimes you could do things like meet and greet, pops ups and stuff like that, but it's really just discussing stuff with the owner, what they want to do. Like it's really like the odds are endless for NIL, other than like you really can't use like your ASU or like your school logos or like the brand logos, things like that. That's been like copyrighted and owned like by another, because you can't monetize that stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's really the only rules you have to follow. It's a few in and outs, but like once you actually study it, and me being an athlete and stuff, like I kind of know all the rules. So that's kind of how I went for my NIL stuff. Now, like I said, I have those NIL people, so they really reach out to them and they contact them for me. Other than that, I really check my email, but I usually just literally shoot it straight to my NIL people, because with how busy my days be, it honestly helps me a lot that they handle it and things like that. So that kind of helps me a lot in that aspect.
As a podcaster, broadcaster, I've turned this into a business. I'm trying to get sponsors and, brands. So reach out as well.
Yeah.
But I talked about how there's, I got my moral compass and I don't like to go against that. So is there some brands that have hit you up and you turn them down? Or?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I don't really turn brands down because how do I say this? I like like I said before, I like to have relationships. So most of the people I work with to have relationships. So I guess since you brought up the moral part of it, I don't really turn down brands because like I think like it's something bad, or people like I haven't had no brands really hit me up that's like something I thought was bad or like a bad intention or anything like that. So it's really just me not liking the deal or me not having a genuine relationship with the person, if that makes sense. That's really how I go by like accepting or denying deals.
Yeah.
And then as far as this actually started back in January. Like I said, clothing brand, like it's always been a passion for me ever since high school, and kind of fell off and on with it, going through like different brand names, this and that, designs and stuff like that, trying to figure out where I'm gonna get this money from, where I'm gonna do it at, things like that. And then finally, after our last game against U of A last year, I was literally just sitting around my apartment recovering my ankles, and I literally just started drawing stuff, and I'm coming up with the logo on the front, like Lost Souls with the spider and stuff on it, and I really liked it. And I ended up calling my best friend, and then he ended up being with me on being a business partner. And then I really started diving into it. I really started finding a true meaning behind it and everything like that, developing more designs and everything. And then, shoot, I talked to some people at Liz, talked to some people at this clothing brand, and literally just made it happen.
Awesome, man. I think with just like art, it's subjective, and people can kind of extract their own meaning from it.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I think Lost Souls kind of speaks to you a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool because I'm sure when you were going through that time of doubt, you didn't have many offers. You felt like, what's going on? Like you were reaching out to your coaches and stuff like that. Kind of felt like a lost soul.
Yeah, no, literally, that's literally like the reason behind it. That like, it's really crazy you say that, because people usually just ask me and never think. Like you say, you did a little research and stuff for me before, so you knew. Maybe a lot of people don't know that, but that's literally like the reason behind lost soul. Like you said, like I feel like a lot of people, not just me, are like a lost soul nowadays. Like they feel like even if it's not like sports and stuff like that, like they gotta have it figured out when they get out of high school, out of college. Like they gotta have this, they gotta have that. Like something I always live by is comparison is the thief of all joy. And I feel like nowadays with social media being so big and things like that, that people are always looking at what this person got, what this person got, and never looking at what they got in front of you. Like you could be there one day, but you just gotta go step by step. Like you should be happy with what you got, and you should feel like you're on the right path. Like you don't gotta have everything figured out like at a snap of a finger, like no matter what people say.
Fully, man. And talking about the evolution of beefs to collabs, I think, I came up in the 90s with the rap era of like, in order to get your album up, you had to push the other albums down.
Yeah.
Now it's like the opposite, like collabs. Like in order to get your brand up, you're seeing other people bringing your brand up and left and right. So it's like with clothing, man, just like football, you're one of, how many college football teams there in 300?
Yeah,
you're a wide receiver, and then there's 10 on each team. It's like you're just one of thousands of, you know what I'm saying? It's like, who's you to say, like, oh, there's a clothing brand? I wanted to make a clothing brand. Like, there's a billion.
No, I feel you.
So you're embracing, like,
so I'm going to make it the best out of the billion.
I'm one of just
literally.
like y'all. Yeah. So super cool, man. I saw the hats, and then what else?
Yeah, I brought some clothes with me.
Check it out.
Sweats. Yeah, I got a few other clothes, too. I really just brought it with me. These are like the sweats.
I was telling him
right now.
We had a ASU Insider event like a couple months ago when we met, and he had them out for sale. I was saying right now in the summertime, it's like 3,000 degrees. I am a sweat shorts guy though. So I rock. I'm sweatpant gang.
Right now we just got the shirts, the sweats, and the hoodies and the hats.
Yeah.
We got some basketball shorts and stuff coming soon, but long story short, I had a busy summer, so I wasn't really on like the clothing brand. And since it's really just me and my best friend, he plays football at Kent State up in Ohio, so he doesn't really have too much merch with him. It's really me being able to get the merch and stuff out. So with me having such a busy summer, it was hard to get these jumpsuits off. But like you said, once I get done with these, like you said, them basketball shorts and everything like that,
I like that one a lot.
Sure.
I like that.
I appreciate that. I like the color.
And where can they get this? LostSouls.com?
Yeah, they can. Right now the website's down, so I'm updated with these new colors.
All right, so hit them up on Insta.
Yeah, Instagram, Lost Soul Society. And then all this is puff print and everything like that, so make sure y'all tap in with me for sure.
Yeah, this is nice, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know
Appreciate you.
Hey, bro, we're big up on swag, bro,
I feel you.
I don't get out the house much, so I gotta, just stomp around the apartment in the mirror, like, check this out. You know what I'm saying?
Busting on the ground.
Yeah, but hey, man, you're a busy guy, so we're gonna get you up out of here. Before we go, man, again, I want to thank you for coming on, man. It really is an ASU brotherhood, man. Like, I graduated 2014, but still watch every year, still. Remember the game where they lost to the Pac-12 championship and one game away from Rose. That ruined my senior year. But, but it's all good, man. But, the season's coming up, man. End of August. A lot of hype, man. What are some personal goals, some, like, little expectations, to balance? And we know we're not going to, you can't hold yourself to expectations. But to ride that balance, what are some personal goals and some things that you want to say to the universe? Yeah,
no, so for me, personal goals. So for me, just to backtrack a little bit, achievements, I think you said achievements because you're supposed to achieve them. So for me, a goal, like I'd say, like I shoot for the stars, which is my goal, and then I land on the clouds, which is my achievements, which I know or think I'm going to achieve. So for me, my goal, of course, like I say all the time, is to lead the college, like the nation in catches, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, yards per catch, like receiving categories. And then for the clouds, like what I think I'm achieve, I really do believe that like I have I have what it takes with the right opportunity to lead the Pac-12 in those receiving stats that I just mentioned. So for me, those are like my goals and what I want to achieve this year for like personally. And then of course, like I said, the ultimate goal is the NFL. But for a team, I really just want to get this program back to where it was before, being a winning program, back in a bowl game this year and everything like that. And like I said, I really do feel like we're on the right track for that. So I really just think me doing my part, the rest of the team doing their part, and us all putting it together, I really think it's going to be a good year this year.
Yeah, I mean, you have my support. I
appreciate that.
That's all. That's automatic. But super hyped to have you, man. It's great to be able to bridge that gap because although I side with the media as one of the media guys.
Yeah.
I feel for my my football brothers and homies that go through the trenches and then have to talk to Steve from CBS on I didn't play my hardest, maybe next week, A, B, and C. I definitely am gonna catch you guys this season. I'm gonna try and get on the field for some of the games. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
The Colorado game's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, man, if there's any other, I do think I will say this, bro. The swag ASU uniforms.
Yeah.
If we can get back to the maroon monsoon, that's my favorite, bro.
Maroon monsoon. Is that all red?
All maroon.
I'm not sure. I got to keep that under the wraps right now. I couldn't break that to you yet. Not right now.
Fine.
I'm not sure yet. But I know what you're saying, though. I feel you. We got some cold combos coming this year. That's the best thing I can tell you. But we got some cold stuff coming.
Nah, I'm excited,
y'all could tune in with that on Sunday with football. They was just in Las Vegas. They got some new combos on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. JC and Jalen. They were sporting it.
Okay. I'm excited, man. But yeah, man, other than that, episode 15 of the I Don't Know Show, Gio, good job, Sanders. You know what I'm saying? No relation to Dion, but number 20, ASU. Let's put it into the universe. He's going to be the leading receiver for the nation.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Not just ASU, for the nation.
Yes, sir.
But I am Jesse Burke. I am your host. This has been the I Don't Know Show. Catch you guys next week.
Appreciate y'all for having me.